Muscle growth, in my opinion, is the most misunderstood concepts out there because there are so many components and elements at play, and people think it's just one single element. If we perfect that, we will be able to achieve this growth. But that's not true. There are literally so many components involved, and it is very important that you get all the components right in order to achieve optimum muscle growth. So in this video, we will be going through each and every component, element and concept there is related to muscle growth to help you achieve optimum muscle growth and better recovery. This concept is really not that hard to understand, but it takes time to understand. I've been going to the gym for almost 2 years before this year, and I had no clue what I was doing. I was just lifting randomly, eating randomly, without knowing what muscle growth actually was, which actually slowed down my progress. And if I had known what I know today, it would have been much more easier. It would have been a little cakewalk. Currently, the time is 6:30, and I'm planning to go to the gym at around 8:30 or 9. We have a leg day at the gym today. Pretty excited for that because, as you all know, leg days are my favorite days of the week. And last leg day, I had actually got all my sets or reps and weights up. So, pretty excited for this session. And also, I'm on my terrace of the flat I stay in, just walking, completing my steps and all that. I have done about 3-4K steps right now. I guess I'll walk for another 30 minutes and then go back down, have my first meal of the day, and get ready for gym. Also, the sun has just risen enough for the rays to fall on me, and I'm just sitting here enjoying the sun rays because it's really important. And this is a sign for you guys as well. Just go outside and sit in the sunlight because vitamin D, it's really important. It's really essential for you, and there's nothing better than morning sunlight. Okay, so before we jump into all the most important details, first let's understand how muscle growth actually starts or how it actually happens. So, muscle growth can happen in either of the three ways: muscle tension, metabolic stress, and muscle damage. Out of these three things, muscle tension is really important because it determines how much force your muscle is able to put out under stress or under load. So, maximizing this is where muscle growth actually happens, and is where muscle building actually happens. Think of that in this way: when you lift a weight, your body sends signals to your brain to produce MTORs. Now, what this does is tell your muscles that you need to adapt to this weight, so we need to build more muscle. Now, if you're not increasing those weights over weeks, or if there is no real tension in your muscle, there is no signal telling your muscle that we need to build more in order to adapt to this weight. So you won't gain muscle as well. So what your body is trying to do whenever you lift a weight is trying to build more muscle so that it can adapt to that weight. And when you're not increasing that weight, or when you're not giving your muscle enough tension, it doesn't grow. It just stays the same. So understanding this is where real growth actually starts to happen. Now, to increase the tension in your muscle, what's more better than controlling your reps and slowing down your reps? Because only when you control your eccentrics, only when you slow down your reps and start feeling every move, everything in your muscle, only then real growth starts happening. Because there's no point in rushing everything, there's no point in moving around the weight if you're not fully in control of the weight. So keep everything under control, control on the eccentrics, and take every rep in a slow and controlled manner till failure. Now, the previous thing I was talking about, progressive overload, that is, I guess, one of the biggest things many people mess up in the gym because no one takes it as seriously as they should be. Because think about it in this way. When you first started to go to school, you were crying every day. You were so reluctant to go to school. You were so reluctant to get up. But once you started going, it became a habit. Now, even without thinking, you can go to school. The same way happens with muscle building as well. If you keep lifting the same weight every single day, your body adapts to it. It eventually becomes like your body doesn't need to grow. But in case if you keep increasing that load every week, every session, your body grows, thinking, okay, we need to build more to lift more. And progressive overload doesn't always have to mean adding on weight. It can come from so many other ways as well. Increasing reps, increasing the time under tension, controlling your reps even more, and so many more like that. Real growth happens when you challenge your muscles to do more than what it's actually capable of now. And what most people do is thinking that they can do random workouts every single day in order to confuse the muscles. But what it's actually doing is confusing your progress. It does you no good on the long run. So stick to a plan, track every single workout, make notes of it, what you lifted last week, what you're lifting this week. Are you moving forward or still at the same place in the next week? Track everything and just stick to the process. You'll see growth happen. Now that we've got all the basics covered, let's talk about volume. How much weight should you be actually lifting on a total? Like in a week, how many sets should be actually done? There's a research that suggests 10 to 20 total sets per muscle group in a complete week is where peak or optimum muscle growth happens. Now, this doesn't mean that always more is better, because if you're doing junk weight with improper form, it just means that you're just burning energy and not building muscle. So, focus on what you're actually doing rather than how much you're doing it. And now for the part that most people ignore, recovery. Because muscles don't really grow in the gym. It's only the stimuli that you're giving to the muscle that happens in the gym. But only when you rest properly, only when you recover properly, your muscle actually grows. So giving recovery as much as importance that you're giving in the gym is really important for your muscles to grow. Now, if you're not sleeping 7 to 9 hours every single day, recovery and hormone levels go way off chart. Especially testosterone and growth hormone levels take a huge hit, and muscle growth, well, forget about it. Because until and unless you take recovery as seriously as it should be taken, muscle growth just won't happen. And also, nutrition too is as important as recovery. Think of it like a car. You can keep the car clean, you can take care of the engines very well, and you can keep it oiled up. But until and unless you give it fuel, it just won't run. Same thing with the body as well. Recovery is important, but what's equally important is nutrition. You need to give your body enough protein according to your body weight for muscle growth to actually happen, for the muscle fibers that have been torn during the workout to build and repair. You need protein and you should be taking nutrition seriously. Now, these are just a few of the things I've learned in the gym, and the most important is giving your 100% in each and every session. Because think about it, you've paid so much to get a gym membership. This is an investment on yourself, and you're just not going to waste it on a half assed workout. So make sure you're taking every session very seriously and training with 100%. Nothing comes on the very first day of the gym. It all takes experience, it all takes time. And once you start experiencing, once you start making mistakes in the gym, you start learning from there and you start growing from there. So keep making those mistakes in the gym. Keep doing what everyone is not doing, because only then will you learn from them and only then will you be perfect in what you're trying to be. Now, one other thing I forgot to mention was rest days. Taking rest days are really important because it allows your entire body, not only your muscles, but your entire body and your mind to recover and come back stronger for the next cycle or the next week. And if you think that rest days are only for the week, I'm just going to keep training every single day, then you'll just burn out on the long run. You won't have the energy to keep going at it every single day. So, taking rest days are really important and something you guys should not ignore. Now, you guys might be thinking, why listen to him? What does he know that he is giving us this advice? So, let me tell you why. It's because everything I tell you guys not to ignore, I've ignored it in the past. Every single thing that I tell you guys to take seriously, I've not taken seriously in the past, which led to a lot of ups and downs in my growth and a lot of irregular growth. My left bicep would be bigger than my right bicep or something like that, and muscle just wouldn't grow. I would grow I would go every single day of every single week to the gym, and they just wouldn't grow. For 1.5 years or for almost 2 years, I had been going to the gym and not one single change I saw. My nutrition was on point, but all the other thing was just falling apart. I had no proper gym schedule, I had no proper recovery, and I had no proper idea of what I was doing. Now, sure, there are many other people that are also doing the same thing I'm doing, but I'm not reading this from somewhere or I've not learned it through something. I've learned everything I tell you guys through my personal experience, and it is really a beautiful thing to learn from experiences, because once you experience a mistake and you learn from it, no textbook in the world can ever take that knowledge away from you guys. So that's the reason I do this. And of course, there are many people, but those people have already made it in life. They do content as their livelihood, that's their profession. But me, I'm still a student, I'm still hopefully an employee. I have to do my assignments weekly, I have to attend classes, write my notes, keep up with everything that's happening every single day, and still go to the gym, still get enough sleep, still stick to the diet. So that's what I guess makes me different from others. That's my USP, I guess. But yeah, that's one thing I wanted to put out there, so that you guys know I'm just not someone coming here and telling random things. I am telling all these things out of pure experience. These are the things I've gone through, these are the mistakes I've made, and the things I've ignored, so that you guys don't. You get a proper roadmap from where you are now to where you want to be in the future. So yeah, that's about it. And I've currently come home. I guess I'll make a protein shake and drink now. And for lunch, I'm planning to make a good, healthy shawarma roll. Nice, with chicken and stuff. So, if you want the recipe to that, I guess comment down below and I'll include that in my next YouTube video, YouTube short, or Instagram reel. I don't know. We'll see. But comment down below if you want that. And yeah, man, that is it for this one. Hope you all really enjoyed the video. Hope at least one thing you got. Hope there was at least one takeaway from this video that really helped you guys. If that was the case, then leave a like. Make sure you subscribe for any future videos that I drop. And yeah, I post every week, one video every week, and shorts every single day. So make sure you subscribe, so you don't miss that. And yeah, see you all in the next one. Until then, keep going to the gym, keep getting those gains, and make sure your diet is on track. And until then, bye.